You're kidding?
No, so after the third warning, Animal still refuses to get a haircut. So old Mr. Spicer, he brings a salad bowl to school, big pair of scissors, straps Animal to a chair in front of the whole school, and then just cuts around the edge.
God, I bet Animal was wrapped.
Oh, mate, he wouldn't be seen out in public for weeks.
You can't even get a haircut in Swiss Creek these days. You've got to go to Bairnsdale.
I'm kidding. What, they don't have salad bowls at Swiss Creek? Mount Thomas 258 to VKC, code 5 at the last.
Receive that, Mount Thomas 258.
Miss Anderson,
Yes,
you own this place?
that's right. We called you as soon as we found it.
Hey, Tone, you big palooka.
How are you?
Why didn't you ring?
This is original, isn't it?
No, it's obviously a statement
We
against
open
cigarettes.
late on Wednesdays.
Any idea who might have done this?
I don't know. Ask Anthony.
It's got nothing to do with me.
Anthony?
Well, yeah, it's classier than Tony. Helps bring in the customers. Have you booked that restaurant for tonight yet?
Oh, mate, no, I haven't. I'll get onto it first thing when I get there.
This wouldn't have happened if you weren't such a queen. Well, plenty of your sort manage to be discreet.
I could always go the old standby and get him clothes, but I don't know. What do you think?
About?
My dad's birthday present. You weren't listening.
No, hey, what was the choices?
No, you weren't listening.
Well, there was an article in this morning's Gazette. It was fine dining in Mount Thomas.
We know where we're going, the copper pot.
The copper pot. You got a hot date, Benny boy. How'd you two go with that graffiti complaint?
No good. The artist had long gone and nobody saw anything.
All right, write a report. Then I've got something else for you. Used car parts racket in St David's.
What's that got to do with us?
They think the crooks might be sourcing the parts here in Mount Thomas, which means reviewing all car thefts for the past quarter.
Yeah, right. While I'm at it, I might get their night shift to swing past the salon again just to see if our artist comes back again.
Yeah, before you do that, shouldn't you be making that dinner booking? Tony won't be very happy if you miss out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean Anthony.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Anthony, new hairdresser. That's your hot date?
It's just a couple of blokes who like good food, going out to dinner together, that's
Why
all.
did you even ask me out to dinner?
Too old.
Listen, forget it, okay? Just forget the whole thing. Okay, listen to me. You order in, you get flowers, a video. Perfect.
Is this an offer, is it?
Suggestion.
Well, Chris thinks Anthony's the bee's nest, so I might give him a call myself if you don't mind.
Yeah, look, I was just wondering if I could book a table for two for tonight. Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. That was Chalmers and Son funeral directors. They've had their hearse stolen.
It's a 1996 Fairlane, registration number DLO 100.
Right, and the vehicle was parked just over here, was
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
It's all my fault.
No, Patricia, I shouldn't have left you in charge.
Sorry, Mrs. Chalmers, could you just speak up for me?
I just put the floral tribute in the hearse, and I remembered that the widow wanted the family Bible on the coffin.
Right. Mr. Chalmers, where were you at the time?
Oh, well, I ducked inside. I managed to get something on my shirt I had to change.
I was only gone for a minute or two.
Did either of you notice anybody hanging around out here beforehand?
No. I should have been paying more attention.
And look, don't punish yourself, darling.
What
all
am I
right?
going to say to the Poplix?
I'll talk to the Poplix, OK?
When I came outside, I saw the hearse screeching away. I mean, who would do something like this?
Could you please do something? I mean, the funeral is at 3.
Yeah, look, we'll do our best. I don't suppose you could procure another hearse in the meantime, just in case?
No, you don't know. It's not just the hearse. The coffin was in the back with Mr. Poplick in it.
Well, someone's in for a shock when they open up the back.
Well, it serves them right, poor woman, as if losing her husband wasn't bad enough.
You've been to talk to her, I take it.
Mrs. Poplick, yeah, I thought she was going to have a heart attack when I told her.
There's another hour to go before the funeral. Jack's still out searching the town.
Doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence, does it? Funeral director losing a body.
Ah, it's sheer incompetence, if you ask me.
Oh, well, at least Derek won't be getting his bonus this time.
Bonus?
He has been known to comfort the odd grieving widow or two.
Oh, he's so sleazy.
That's revolting, but I don't think Mrs. Poplick would have been on his list, mind you.
Well, if it is joyriders, they're going to have their fun. They'll dump the car.
Pretty game joyriders. You're a bit obvious doing wheelies in a hearse with a coffin rolling
Ben,
around the back.
in some quarters, that would earn you big brownie points.
Hey, you reckon that this could be linked to that spare parts racket in St David's?
A hearse?
Yeah, it could be. It's the same spare parts as any other late model Fairlane.
Mount Thomas 208 to Mount Thomas Station.
Mount Thomas Station, go ahead, Jack.
Found the coffin.
Oh, thank God.
We can still make the funeral.
Did anyone see anything at all?
The woman from across the road found him and then she flagged me down.
He's still in there?
I didn't check.
Off you go.
You're kidding.
No, use gloves, though. Still got to check the prints.
After you've done what you have to do, can you give me a hand getting it to your car?
I'm sorry, no, we can't use a police vehicle.
But I have a funeral in 30 minutes and no hearse. What do you suggest I do? Call a taxi?
Well, look, we're going to still have to check for prints. That'll take at least half an hour.
How long?
It might be a good idea to postpone at this stage.
Yeah, he's in there.
It's a little later than expected, but Mr. Poplik is finally resting in peace.
Did you get any fingerprints?
A few smudges. They must have wiped it clean, though.
So 2 people pull up in a hearse, unload a coffin, wipe it for fingerprints, and nobody noticed anything.
It is a quiet street, boss.
Doyle, go with Lawson and door knock the area. Somebody must have seen something.
Oh, sorry, boss, it's the end of my shift.
All right, Stuart, you go with them.
Thanks a lot.
I'll think of you two when I'm under the dryer.
Well, you made an appointment with Tony, did you?
Yes, and he only agreed to squeeze me in when I said I was your friend.
Yeah.
You look like a new woman.
You don't think it's a bit too much?
No, it's perfect.
Yeah. Warren won't like it. He doesn't like change.
Look, change is good for people, and you never know, he might surprise you.
Yeah.
Okay. Kay, could you look after Alison for me? Thanks. Hi.
Oh, hi, Warren. I'm Maggie.
Hi, come on through.
Hi.
You don't know if Ben's booked that restaurant for us yet, do you?
I don't know, but I don't think he has.
Great hair, that man, but he can be such a blonde. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So, your dad's a retired cop. He's obviously got a lot of time on his hands. Is he missing a job?
Oh, you bet he is.
You could get him one of those books, you know, a crime fiction. Mickey Spillane or Chandler or Elmore Leonard.
He's not really a big reader, is he? He's more of a talker.
Or get him a tape book. You could listen to it in the car.
You are a genius, Tony. You have been more help in 5 minutes than all the other blokes I've talked to.
Oh, look, it's all part of the service. But tell me about this man you're madly in love with who won't listen to you at all.
Oh, yeah, that's quite nice.
It's terrific, right?
I'm not sure that it's regulation.
What's wrong with it?
No, nothing.
It's good, Max.
Maggie, that's fantastic.
You think so? The boys don't seem to like it very
Oh,
much.
I take that as a positive. Tony's great, isn't he?
Well, he was exactly the way you'd said he'd be.
He's very discreet.
Very discreet. He knows how to keep a secret. I told him everything.
Is this guy hairdresser or a priest?
I got you worried, eh?
Ah, looks like your dinner date's just arrived.
Ah, you go to the copper pot, Ben. No, the copper pot's booked out.
Tony, it's about time you dropped in.
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
We haven't met Tom Cruise.
Oh, sorry, Tony Stevens.
Great hair.
Patrick Hashem.
How are you?
Hi.
And my hair's fine, thanks.
Maggie and Jack, you know?
Ian and Maggie, you know, are old friends now. And Jack, how are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks. How you doing?
Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got a dog to feed. See you later.
Nice to see you.
So shall we eat?
Sure, lead the way.
Over here.
Enjoy your dinner?
Yes, we will do.
Hey, bumps to the walls, boys.
Oh, how about a kiss? Come on.
Oh, you're a pretty boy.
Hi, Ben. Oh, yeah, right. See you later, guys.
So how are you settling in? No regrets?
No, look, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. And I knew there'd be a friendly face.
Well, not all the faces are friendly, I'm afraid.
Look, seriously, life is too short to worry about the narrow-minded.
Yeah, certainly that.
So tell me, anyone special in your life at the moment?
Well, there is someone. Yeah. Girl. Sorry. No, it's a woman. Just... She's in a relationship right now.
You know what you need to do? Elbow this other guy out of the way and just point out that she'd be better off with you.
No, I can't do that. You see, this... it's just a bit complicated.
Does she know?
No, mate. No.
You are wasting your time.
So what about you? Are you seeing anyone?
You know me. Epitome of discretion. Never one to gossip.
Oh, as if.
I might grab a bottle of wine. I can feel a real big night coming on.
Yeah, okay, good on you.
Oh, excuse me. Please move.
Oh, Jared, I think this bloke's trying to dance with me. How
Is he now?
I've got a makeup tip for you. You could try some more powder on that red neck of yours.
Hey, you better watch yourself, I think.
Oi, is there a problem here?
No, there's no problem. It's just standard homophobia, but actually poorly delivered because this frightened young man's uncertain of his own sexuality.
Yeah? Hey! It's not a good idea, mate.
Was there a Mardi Gras in
Watch
town,
yourself.
pretty boy?
Watch yourself.
bum
Watch what you
chum.
say.
Home
Watch what
time,
you say,
boys.
right?
Off you go. Come
I just
on,
got back
now.
in here.
Heard what she said. Leave.
Who put you in charge,
Get out of here.
sweetheart?
Acting Sergeant Ben Stewart, Mount
Acting
Thomas
like a
Police.
faggot.
Leave now.
Bedtime.
Didn't know
I
it.
remember you, boy.
Cop force.
No, mate, that's the army. You gotta be a butcher to be a cop.
Chris knows them as Camo and Jared. Cameron Martin and Jared Ryan. There was another bloke there, but he wasn't really involved.
Is there a shred of evidence that links them to the graffiti?
Well, not directly, but you should have seen the way they were getting stuck into Tony last night, just because he's gay.
Didn't they give you a hard time as well?
Yeah, because I was sticking up for him.
Well, I can see grounds for Mr. Stevens to pursue a charge of insulting words, but I reckon you've got Buckley's of linking him with the graffiti.
Still, it won't hurt to have a chat, will it?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get personal.
Only in the sense that I don't like bigots. And this graffiti thing is exactly their style.
Yeah, all right, Stuart, have your little chat, but just don't step over the line.
Yeah, thanks, boss. Mr. Martin.
This is bloody victimisation. Just I give your poofed boyfriend a little serve. What, it's payback time now, is it, boys?
We just want to talk to you about your whereabouts on Tuesday night.
Well, I don't want to talk to you.
It's quite within your rights, Mr. Martin.
Well, good. Piss off, then.
Can I see your licence, please?
What do you want to see that for?
Listen, is there any reason why you won't comply with my lawful request?
Didn't your poofed boyfriend give you one last night?
Easy.
Man.
Can you check that out for me?
Oh, yeah, go on. Find a loophole.
His tyre looks bald, doesn't it? Excuse me. Have to check your car for roadworthiness.
That'd be right.
Brakes are spongy. What's this doing in here?
Get your hands off me, love.
Are you going to cooperate or what?
Oh, yeah, you'd really like
Let's
that,
get
wouldn't you,
straight
mate?
through there, please.
Look, get your hands off me, or I'm not going
What's going on?
This bloody poofed is setting me up.
This is Cameron Martin. We found Mr. Chalmers' jacket in his car.
What jacket? I don't know anything about that.
I'll take it to the Chalmers and get it identified.
Thanks, that'd be great.
Look, he had no right to go through my car in the
We're
first
conducting
place.
a roadworthy
Yeah,
test.
sure.
And now that we found the jacket, we've got grounds to search his house for the hearse.
This bloody poofed is setting me up.
Mr. Martin, would you like to explain what the jacket was doing in your
Why
car?
don't you ask the faggot that put it there?
Oh, that's not true.
He planted it there.
Why would I want to do that, mate?
Why do you reckon,
Hey?
huh? Last night after the pub, he came out, told me if I didn't give him a root or at least a hand job,
What
he'd
is
make
your
me live
problem,
to
mate?
regret.
What's your problem,
Mr.
mate?
Martin.
Stuart!
Mr. Martin, if you want to be heard in this matter, I suggest you calm down.
Well, I suggest you talk to some of your officers.
You don't lay down the law around here, mate. Just get in there.
Get your bloody
Go on,
hands
get
off
in
me,
there.
mate.
Go on, get in there.
Lawson, look after Mr. Martin, please. And if I hear one more offensive remark out of you, I'll do you for using insulting words in a public place. Is that clear?
Boss, I'm fine. I can handle this.
Could have fooled me.
The guy is lying. He's an idiot.
I'll do this interview. You clear off until you've calmed down.
They're enough nuts. You know, from the moment I first saw him, you realise they're bloody no good.
Look, you can't let them get to you. As soon as they see that they can stir you up, you've lost.
You're right, you know. Hey, thanks, mate.
No worries. Look, I better get back. If I leave this girl under the dryer too much longer, she'll spontaneously combust.
Okay, see you. Don't.
You should get this shirt off and you should get checked out.
Just happened so fast. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to block the punch.
Did you get a look at him, cop?
Nah.
You say anything?
Yes, he called me a poofter.
Dr. Farrar can see you in the next 15 minutes.
No, I'll be all right.
You can type up your statement when you get back.
No, I'll do that now if you like. You know, I think that Cameron Martin's got something to do with
He
this.
was in the interview room with Lawson and me at the time.
What about his mate, Jared Ryan?
PJ can check out all these options.
Good. You know that they did this because they think that I'm gay.
If you're so easily riled, you make yourself an easy target.
What does that mean?
What do you think?
Ben, everyone knows that Cameron Martin is full of it.
Yeah, well, Tom didn't seem so sure.
Yeah, he's protecting you. Look, a complaint's been made. He has to contact ESD, but they're going to treat this thing with the contempt it deserves.
That warrant's on its way.
Good. Now, Mr. Chalmers, he's called 3 times, reckons if we found the jacket and the coffin, why not the hearse?
He does have a point, doesn't he?
Acting Sergeant Stewart will put you through the attendance register. Right here.
Look, I told them, mate, I didn't have anything to do with it. Live and let live, I say. I don't care who's up whose.
Sign there, thanks.
Am I done?
Yeah, that's it.
I'll see you later.
Oh, it's not him, Ben. He was at St David's at Centrelink. Don't worry, we'll get the bloke.
I've come to see the walking wounded.
Oh, good day, Tone.
Hey, Tone. Looking better, hi. Should have seen him when he dragged himself into the salon. Looked like something from a horror movie. You gonna be okay?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Look, I didn't come to fuss. I've come to give you your ticket for tonight, if you're not too damaged to come out.
No, I'll be okay. It probably looks worse than it feels. It's...
Yeah, well, I'll see you tonight then.
Tone? Look, mate, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shut you out.
Look, it's okay, Ben. I've been there, you know. I've copped a punch or two in my day.
Then why do you bother? I mean, really, what's the point of someone who's in your situation...
What, someone gay?
Making a scene? Wouldn't it be easier to just go along
Easier
with
isn't
things?
always better, Ben. Sure, it would be easier to, keep a low profile and have quiet dinners at the Copper Pot. Never go to the pub in case I put the local hoons offside. But I can't do that, Ben.
I want you to take over the Martin case. There's a list of missing car parts.
Isn't Ben handling that?
He's more likely to inflame the situation at the moment. Camo still maintains that Stewart planted that jacket.
Oh, hardly. Has he got any form?
Shoplifting, a bit of joyriding as a juvenile, but if it was just joyriding, I would have expected the vehicle to turn up by now. Now, according to this, Fords are the flavour of the month and the hearse is a fair lane, isn't it?
Well, maybe Camo's graduated to the big time.
While you're over there, have a look and see if you can find any spray cans. We still haven't solved that graffiti case yet.
Well, Ben has had a lot on his plate, boss.
Any word on his attacker?
Camo and Jared are out of the picture. I'm going to have a word to a bloke called Warren McCarthy. He was with them at the pub when Ben was getting hassled.
Do we know anybody got a grudge against him?
Sounds like a clear case of someone thinking Ben's gay.
Well, it could be just intended to throw us off the scent. I mean, he is a copper. He's arrested a lot of people.
No, they're my scissors. These are my scissors. I don't know why you have clients.
Oh, try not to sit down.
I used to have all the clients before I invited you in.
Did I say yourself?
I had all before I did not. I borrowed them for a minute, that's all.
Are you serious? Is this an argument about Miss Anderson borrowing your scissors?
Scissors are sacred amongst hairdressers.
Only among pansies.
Oh, you're happy you got that out now? She took them, she didn't even ask.
Your problem is you're too temperamental.
I'm temperamental.
Please!
I'm sorry, but I would just like Anthony to finish my haircut.
It'd be my pleasure.
I want him charged with assault. He threatened me with the scissors. I thought he was going to stab me. Patricia here is a witness.
Mrs. Chalmers has said that she can't say for sure whether Mr. Stevens threatened you or not.
But you saw him. He was waving the scissors in my face when you got to the salon.
I wouldn't say he was waving them.
No, that'd be right. His boyfriend is one of your lot, isn't he?
Didn't you realise that you might lose customers before you took Mr. Stevens up?
No, I should have. Because the truth is, he's not a very good hairdresser.
She's jealous. This is about me bringing in more clients than her. You don't really believe this story about me threatening her, do you?
Well, unfortunately, Mrs. Chalmers won't make a statement. So it's your word against Miss Anderson's.
Look, when she stole my scissors, I did lose my head for a minute.
She didn't actually steal them, though, did she?
Well, no, she took them, and you just don't do that. I did yell at her, but it was out of sheer frustration, believe me. I have been through official channels once before.
What official channels?
Well, not the police. Well, she threatened to sack me, so I called in the Equal Opportunities Commission.
We use very sharp scissors in the salon. There's always the risk of injury. And I thought he presented a health risk.
In other words, you tried to sack him because of his sexual orientation.
If you want to put it like that.
Did you try any other means to get rid of him?
What do you mean?
Well, did you use any other sort of pressure to try and get him out of the job, to scare him off?
You mean that graffiti on my own walls? Are you serious?
Well, you can see how it would give us an interesting line of inquiry if there were any more trouble at that salon in the near future. Miss Anderson has agreed not to pursue this.
Well, there's nothing to pursue, that's why.
Good. Let's hope we can get through a whole day without having to come out and sort out another tandy.
Well, tell her. You'll have no trouble from me.
Excuse me, please. Would somebody please just finish my haircut?
Allow me, Mrs. Chalmers. I'll see you tonight.
Yes, mate, see you.
What did I tell you?
Mail.
Did you find anything?
Well, if Camo's involved in the car parts racket, he's done a good job of hiding the evidence.
What about that jacket?
Well, he still says that you planted there.
Well, that's crap.
Yeah, I know it's crap. I also talked to the other hoon at the pub, Warren McCarthy.
Yeah, and what did he say?
He was working for Mrs. Collis. He arrived about 7:30.
And he didn't leave all day.
Apparently not.
All right, let's keep looking.
Okay.
Very funny, Hashem. Good one.
What is it? I didn't send you that.
Don't look at me.
Oh, great, so now the whole town's talking about it. Oh, Tone!
You're early. I've got another appointment yet.
No, listen, mate, I'm not here for the play.
Not more official business, I hope.
No, mate, it's nothing like that. Listen, mate, these ribs are bloody killing me. I was just wondering, do you mind if I bail on this play tonight?
You missed the Amateur Dramatic Society's attempt at Sondheim. What's wrong with you?
Look, I know, it's just... To tell you the truth, mate, we're really snowed under at work. I got a lot of reports.
No, that's okay, Ben. Work's important, I understand.
Listen, mate,
No, really, look, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll see you around, eh?
Yeah.
Weren't you going to the theatre?
Oh, yeah, I've just got to finish off these reports. I'm way behind with them. So.
How's the jaw?
It's good. It's better.
Not much fun being the target, is it?
It's just so frustrating dealing with people like Camo, you know? You just don't want to come down to their level. But...
Well, the more you react, the more ammunition you give him.
Has anything like this ever happened to you?
Not in the same way, no. When I came back from Vietnam, I joined the force and I pulled duty at an anti-conscription rally. The demonstrators singled out coppers who were wearing campaign ribbons and called them baby killers, threw pig's blood all over them.
Did you wear yours?
Not that first time, no. No, I should have. Well, the next demonstration I felt guilty. I knew I had to stand up and be counted.
And so you got covered in blood?
But at least I'd been true to myself and stood up for my friends.
I might leave all this stuff for tomorrow, I think. Hey, Tone, you still right for that play, mate? Tone? Hey, Tone, you there, mate? Listen, I've got the night off. Tone? Tone?
No signs of a struggle, no defence wounds, just one stab to the neck. I didn't stand a chance, straight through the artery.
PJ?
Be worth letting forensic have a look at that.
It's a great way to get rid of evidence by dumping it in the steriliser. What I don't get is all the hair.
Well, it's a great cover. I mean, the forensic make nothing of that lot.
Well, there's no sign of forced entry. We could be looking at someone immune.
Hey, listen, he had a late appointment. He mentioned that when I was here earlier.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the appointment book.
If I hadn't been so bloody paranoid,
PJ, I could have been
nothing
here
to
and
do
would have
with
stopped
you.
whoever did this. It's not your fault.
PJ, the last appointment's down at 5.
That can't be right. Oh, I saw him after that.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Miss Anderson, but you can't go in there.
But it's my salon.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's a crime scene. Sorry, sir, you can't go through there.
It's all right, Constable Lawson.
Oh, Detective Sergeant.
I have to know what happened.
We'll let you know everything. Can you step behind the curb, please?
Very stylish.
Yeah, look, mate. Homicide squad's dressing down. That looks nasty.
Yeah. Paul Donald from Homicide.
Send Constable Maggie Doyle.
Ben Stewart, acting sarge.
And you're the one who found him?
Yeah.
Friend of yours?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a friend of mine. Why would anyone do that to him? He's such a nice guy. You could say anything to him. Just be yourself.
How'd you meet?
Through Rachel. He was a hairdresser back in the city, and one night she invited him round for tea, and we all just clicked. I never even gave it a thought that he was gay. In fact, I patted myself on the back because it wasn't a problem. Till he came here.
Yeah, it's different in the city.
Now, Thomas is hardly the capital of brotherly love when it comes to anyone different. I mean, look at them all. You know what they're all thinking about me just because I had dinner with him.
He was a good bloke.
You know, he came to Mount Thomas because he wanted a fresh start. I was someone he knew, and some friend I turned out to be.
Want to have a few words now, Ben?
Sure, let's do it.
You were at the station until what time? Come on, Ben, you know the drill. Consider all possibilities and eliminate them one by one. Do you want legal representation?
Of course not. I've got nothing to hide.
Okay, so you left the station at?
Just before 7.
What time exactly?
Oh, no, 6:55. Our senior sarge.
He says you left at 7:45.
Well, then I can't really be sure.
And that you're in and out of the main office for the hour and a half before you left for periods up to 20 minutes.
Well, that would have something to do with the fact that I was doing some reports and I was doing an inventory on the property hold, so I was at my desk off and on.
Tell us what you found when you arrived at the salon.
The lights were off, so I assumed that Tony had left, but then I was surprised because the front door was open.
Was he expecting you?
We had arranged to meet earlier. We were going to go and see a play together. But this afternoon I changed my mind and then I changed it back again.
Why was that?
There'd been some allegations made. I didn't think it was right to be seen in public with Tony, so...
What was the nature of these allegations?
That I was gay. And that I had tried to coerce a suspect into having sex with me. There's also some inference that Tony and I were involved sexually.
And were you?
No.
But Tony was?
Yeah.
And you were a close friend?
Yes.
Did he want to have a relationship with you?
Of course not.
You sure about that?
I told you, we were friends, okay?
Well, friends can mean a lot of things, Ben. What happened? Did you find out he was seeing someone else?
No, I told you I am not gay.
An argument, a lover's squabble,
No.
or was he going to out you?
No, I don't
Okay, so he
appreciate
came
this
on
line
to
of
you, you
inquiry.
found yourself repulsed.
Okay, so don't waste my
repulsed
time.
that you killed him?
Forget it! I did not do it, okay?
Was Tony having a relationship with anyone, do you know?
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Well, you were his friend. He didn't talk to you about his love life?
He was seeing someone, but they split up months ago.
Was it a clean break?
No, it was pretty stormy.
Did you know this bloke?
I'd met him. Michael Brennan was his name. I could probably get a number for you if you want.
Ah, no dramas. We'll probably have to get in contact with him. Anyone else you know?
Cameron Martin. He's the one you should be talking to.
Fine.
Crime scene report.
Do you have to go in that hard?
Oh, come on, PJ. He's a big boy. He can take it.
For God's sake, Paul, we're talking about Ben. Ben is not capable of murder.
Well, this early crime scene report confirms that. Rough time of death anywhere between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. And they reckon the killer must have taken at least 20 minutes cleaning up the scene.
Told you he was innocent.
Just this way, please. Yeah, I've been in here before, mate. Oh, you again? You can't get enough of me, can you? No means no fag, all right?
My advice to you is don't even start, mate.
What, you lot pin me down while this poofter gives it to me?
Shut up! I have to tell you that I find what you're saying offensive. As a gay member of the police force myself, I'll have to ask you to stop using that offensive terminology. Are we clear? In.
What, he's dead? Well, hey, that's got nothing to do with me.
We know how you feel about gays.
Oh, that's talk, you know, that's all.
Really? So we'll ask you again, did you go anywhere near Kay's Cuts?
Look, I told you I was having a few beers around at my mate's place.
And you didn't see or talk to Tony Stevens?
And what time did you get to this mate's place, Camo?
After work, you know, would have been 5:30, something like that.
This mate have a name?
Was it Jared Ryan?
Yeah. I didn't kill anyone. Neither of us did.
Camo, why do you find homosexuals such a threat?
Because I just don't like them. I no offence, big fella.
We may want to talk to you again.
Talk to me when you want, officer. My story won't change.
You letting them go?
Ben, he's not admitting anything, and unfortunately, he's made his alibi.
It's been a long night. Come on, let's knock off.
But you can't rule him out, not yet.
We're not ruling anyone out. We just haven't found anything yet to connect him to the murder.
Ben, just go home and leave it to us.
But look, the murder is linked to other crimes. First there's graffiti, and then I was bashed because someone thought that I was gay, and then Tony gets murdered. These guys are the key.
It's not appropriate for you to be involved in this case in any way.
There are two rules to murder investigations, Ben. The first is slow and steady finds the killer. Second is never overlook the obvious.
Right, so who's the obvious?
When did you see him last?
Before I left work yesterday, around 5:15.
Did he say or do anything out of the ordinary?
We weren't exactly talking, but that wasn't out of the ordinary.
Did he give any indication that he was expecting someone?
I'm sorry, no.
What did you do after you left the shop?
Drove home. I was trying to have a quiet dinner when you rang to tell me what had happened.
Can anyone verify that you were actually at home?
What are you trying to suggest?
Just answer the question, please.
No, I was on my own.
Well, you and Tony Stevens were great mates, though, were you?
We had our differences, but it wasn't anything personal. I was just worried about my business.
But business was booming, wasn't it?
Tony brought in the new clients, all right, but quite a few of the older ones dropped off. His style was bound to offend some people.
Really? And did his style offend anyone in particular?
Yes, me. But I didn't kill him.
Look, if Kay had killed Tony, she would have been soaked in blood. There would have been some evidence. There you go.
Maybe she paid someone else to do it.
Now, Thomas, a hired killer... Oh.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time somebody up from Melbourne.
Come on, it's a bit over the top for a squabble between hairdressers, don't you think?
Yes.
Excuse me, Detective. It's your office in Melbourne.
Hiya.
I'm fine. Is there any progress?
Nothing as yet.
OK, thanks. Well, Tony's ex spent last night dining with a group of friends at a restaurant in Paran.
Yeah? So where does that leave us?
Have to find out more about Tony, who his friends were, who he spent his time with.
Look, he didn't have much time for a social life. I saw him a bit, but, you know, he lived for his work.
Well, maybe we should talk to some of his clients.
Can you think of any reason why anyone would want to kill Tony?
No. No, not at all.
Well, you're obviously pretty upset about it.
Well, why wouldn't she be upset? She was subjected to a cat fight yesterday. Now you come around asking these questions.
It's all right, Derek. I want to do whatever I can to help the police find whoever did this.
Yes, well, I hope you have better luck finding the murderer than you have had finding my hearse.
We're doing the best we can, Mr. Chambers.
Talking to anyone who might have seen Tony in the last few days.
Look, this is all too much for her right now. So if you don't mind, perhaps we can come down to the station and talk about this when Patricia has calmed down.
That's not too much trouble.
He was more of a friend than a hairdresser. I can't believe he's dead.
Tony mention any problems, personal, financial, anything?
No, everybody's got problems.
Any difficult relationships?
No, not that I can think of anybody. Apart from Kay, and I could hardly avoid her.
So what did you guys talk about?
Anything, everything. Hair, fashion, gossip. We could talk all day, Tony and I. And we did a couple of times. Warren didn't like him, though.
Warren McCarthy.
My husband, yes. He doesn't like queers.
What's this about?
We're making inquiries into the death of Tony Stevens.
So? Well, Warren, your wife had mentioned that you'd met Tony on a couple of occasions. Is this right?
So what?
Yeah, you also told us that you saw him at the pub with your feral mates, didn't you?
That's right. Oh, but I didn't do anything to him.
Had you seen him recently?
Nah. But if I did, I'd probably cross the road to avoid him.
Why's that?
I just don't like his type, that's all.
Type being what?
You know, shirt lifters.
So it wasn't just Tony Stevens, it was all homosexual men that you hate.
That's right.
And why's that?
I just don't like him, that's all.
Warren, do us a favour, eh? Get your hands out of your pockets.
What for?
Do it. Look, we got here, Paul. We got taped hands.
So what? I did it on the job. Painting a ceiling and I scrapped my hand on the scaffold.
Where were you yesterday morning about 9:30 a.m?
Working. You already checked, remember?
And last night between 6 and 7?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Oh, I think you do, Warren. I think you know exactly what we're talking about. You see, you thought you'd teach some of the local shirt lifters a bit of a lesson, didn't you, eh?
Nah.
Oh, what? Bit of graffiti, anti-gay slogans at the hairdressers.
I didn't do that.
Then you decide that one of the coppers here is gay.
What are you
now
talking
you shut
about?
up! You bash him,
Come
and
on,
you
but-
leave him in the bloody gutter, Warren.
That's not the way
and
it
that's
happened.
not enough, is it, eh? It's not enough. You go back to the hairdressers and you stab Tony Stevens in the neck,
No,
don't you?
you don't
Because
understand.
you hate Tony Stevens. You hate all gays.
Yes.
Because they threaten you,
Yes,
don't they, Warren?
yes.
They threaten you.
I hated what he turned me into, okay? I hated him. I hated him. I loved him.
Warren McCarthy?
Yeah, he's been seeing Tony for the last month. You see, apparently Tony dropped around to see Alison, but she was out. And one thing led to another. Sounds like it was quite serious.
What, so did he kill Tony?
He says he didn't.
His wife verified that they were at home at the time of the murder.
Does she know about this affair?
Oh, she has no idea. He's terrified she'll find out.
So what exactly is he guilty of?
Well, he admits to clobbering Benny.
Why?
He was worried that Tony and you were becoming too friendly.
What, he was jealous?
He was out of control. It was hard enough for him to admit that he was in love with someone else, let alone a man. Said he wanted to scare Ben off.
Well, he did that. He stopped me from wanting to be seen in public with Tony, which is why I didn't go to the play.
So we're still no closer to finding out who murdered Tony.
Well, Warren did give us another lead on the graffiti. Could lead us to the killer.
We have information that you obtained spray paint from a Warren McCarthy. You want to tell us about that?
Who told you that?
Just answer the question.
I don't know anything about it.
Think again, Cameron, because you're about a hair's breadth away from being involved in a murder investigation.
All right. I painted some stuff on a window, all right? That's all I did. I didn't kill anyone. It wasn't even my idea.
Whose idea was it? Your mate Jared's?
No, not Jared. It was the mole that owns the joint.
Oh, turn it up.
It was.
What? She went and graffitied her own place?
No, she paid me to graffiti it. She hates him. And if you're looking for a killer, she's the one who's done it.
It had nothing to do with me. I don't know what you're talking about.
We know about your arrangement with Cameron Martin.
All right. I wanted to get rid of Tony. I thought the graffiti would do it and force him out of town, but that's all. I certainly didn't kill him.
But you paid someone to paint the graffiti on your behalf. Perhaps you took the same approach with the murder.
You think I hired a killer? How would I do that? I'm a country hairdresser, for God's sake. It was hard enough to find the two thugs to paint the windows.
We've got some bad news, Camo. See, we did a bit of a door knock to verify your alibi for the night of the murder, and it turns out a neighbour saw you leaving Jared's place just before 6.
Now, that's roughly 15 minutes to half an hour before Tony was murdered. Care to explain what you were doing?
Yeah, we just went cruising, driving.
Right, why didn't you tell us about this last night?
Because we were nowhere near the hairdressers. I mean, if you don't believe me, just ask Jared. He'll verify everything.
Oh, yeah? Well, where the hell is he? Jared?
Well, I'm his mate. I'm not his mum. I don't know.
What time did you get back?
Like 10:30.
So what are you doing? You just driving around? You see anyone? Talk to anyone?
No, I'm just driving around.
Problem is that your fingerprints have turned up at the murder scene.
That's right, Camo. Prints on the counter, prints on the chairs. Have a look.
Yeah, well, I was there to tee up the graffiti job. Look, I swear to you, I was nowhere near the place when the homo got stabbed.
You're going to have to tell that to the court, I'm afraid, Cameron.
Look, I didn't kill him. I couldn't have. Right, me and Joe were somewhere else.
About bloody time. Did you bring the beer? You bastard, Camo.
It turned out to be Jared's auntie's garage.
There were enough car parts there to build a fleet of Fairlanes. We've charged them both.
She saw them arrive at about 6 and they kept working on the cars till late.
You better let Derek Chalmers know he found his hearse.
I've already rung, there's no answer.
Right, Mr. Chalmers, what's going on? Please, let your wife go. Let her go. Come on, look, come on.
This is none of your business. This is a private matter between my wife and I.
Are you all right, Mrs. Chalmers?
Please, I just want to go. I can't live with him anymore.
Don't be silly, Patricia. You know you can't
Come
live
on,
without...
out of her way, thanks.
You're not walking out on our marriage.
What marriage?
So would you mind stepping out of the way, please?
You don't want to go, Patricia?
Don't tell me what I want anymore.
When you're out there on your own, who's going to protect you?
When I think of all the hard work and the devotion, that business would have gone broke if it wasn't for me. Derek can't even remember the names of the bereaved relatives. Except for the widows, of course. Poor old Patricia. No bloody idea what's going on. What a joke. They must have all had a really good laugh.
Something has definitely happened to her since last time we saw her.
So you think she might be involved in Tony's murder?
What possible reason would she have for killing him?
I don't know, but maybe Tony said something or did something to her that set her off.
But even if she did kill Tony in some kind of blind rage, would she have the nous to wash herself down, to spread clippings around the site?
Why not? She deals with bodies all the time.
No, she does the administration. Derek, he takes care of the bodies.
This is all very amusing. What on earth has Patricia been saying to you?
Just answer the question, please, sir. Did you have anything to do with the death of Tony Stevens?
You know Patricia is unstable. You have to take everything she says with a grain of salt. She's a child. She can't really function in the world. And like a child, she tells lies.
Mr. Chalmers, are you going to answer the question?
No, I'm not. So if you have a charge to lay against me, I suggest you do it. If not, I have no intention of cooperating. Will that be all?
For the time being.
Well, I'd like to speak to my wife.
I don't think she wants to speak to you, sir.
Patricia!
If you don't mind, Mr. Chalmers.
Patricia, look, let me take you home, darling.
I'm not coming home, Derek.
Look, can we talk about this privately? I don't know what you've told them.
What could she have told us about Mr. Chalmers?
Look, you don't have to answer that. We can just walk out of here and go home.
Maybe she could tell us that you killed Tony Stevens.
Come on, let's go home.
You don't understand, do you? I'm never coming home.
Do we need to talk about this here?
Well, why not here? Does it matter anymore?
OK, Patricia, you tell us what happened. What happened at the salon? You went back there that night.
Look, now, don't listen to
Was
me,
Derek
please.
there with you? Did you go there together?
I'll make it
Why?
up to
Did
you.
Derek kill Tony?
Do you know what he said when I came home with my new hairdo?
Patricia.
He said that I was too old to carry it off, and he laughed at me. He actually laughed at me. That's why it happened.
That's why what happened,
Don't
Patricia?
I killed him.
So you're saying that Tony was murdered over a bad haircut?
Well, Patricia said she just snapped.
Derek had laughed in her face when he saw her, so she went back to the salon and asked Tony to change her hair back to the way it had been.
Well, this sounds like Tony was very reasonable, but Patricia was getting more and more upset. But Tony made the mistake of telling her that if she wanted to stop Derek tomcatting around, it's going to take more than a new haircut.
And that was the first she'd heard about Derek's philandering.
She'd have to be the only person in town who didn't know about it.
So in the end, it was nothing to do with Tony being gay.
So it looks like Chalmers will go down too for perverting public justice.
Good, he deserves it.
Oh, I'm off. Nice working with you, Maggie.
Yeah, you too. See you later, Paul.
Jack, see you, Detective Sergeant. Tom,
all the best. Come back and visit us sometime. It's not just all about homicides here, you know.
Hey, Paul.
PJ, see you on the big smoke.
Nice to see you. All the best. You take care, all right?
Sorry to be a bit of a bastard.
No, you're a good bastard. Take care, mate.
See you.
Carefully. Hey, Lawson, you and me for the dartboard, eh?
Yeah. You know what I always remember about Tony? He always knew exactly who he was.
Lucky for him, a lot of people are still trying to find out.
Whereas I was so busy defending myself, I forgot what was important. That he was my friend.
He knew that, Ben.